Okay, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I am Sid the Nerdy Mark, and this is my live Hell in a Cell review. Now, why am I doing a Hell in a Cell review live? I'll be very, very honest. I really didn't feel like editing, sitting down, filming, and editing a review. Just don't feel like it right now. I'm just. I think this pay-per-view just took a lot out of me, especially with the finish of the main event, which we will get into. But, um, I will say that I did enjoy this pay-per-view. Okay, I did. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really good. But, some things that happened in said pay-per-view just really made me go, what? Like WTF type of thing. And I'm sorry if I sound like really tired. I kind of took a bit of a nap about an hour ago. So, yeah, that's why. But anyway, I know it's about an hour, an hour and 20 minutes before a Raw goes live, which I do want to, after this review, I do have something to address. But I will talk about that in a sec as well. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed Hell in a Cell, and I did actually. I actually did really enjoy Hell in a Cell. I just really, didn't feel like making a review right now. I'm got a lot of other things on my plate, and yeah. But I did enjoy it. Like I said, let me get this out of here. I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy Hell in a Cell. Like I said, until the end, as it is tradition with many WWE pay-per-views these days. But anyway, let's just dive right in. And then we'll get into some of the other stuff later on. But the first match that we did have was... Oh, hold on, let me go back up. Oh, yeah. So we had a kickoff match between the New Day and Rusev Day, in which was actually a pretty decent match. I did enjoy this one. Very competitive for a... for a pre-show. There was even a part where Aiden English did an accolade onto, I believe it was Kofi. Then I think Rusev tagged himself, wanted Aiden to tag him in for some reason, and then I think that's kind of what cost them the match. Because Kofi hits I think a Trouble in Paradise, and New Day retain. So, and of course they're still new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I wonder what is next for the New Day, and also, more importantly, what the hell is next for Rusev Day. Does this mean that they're going to split again? Does this mean that we're gonna hold on, let me roll up my sleeves too. Does this mean we're gonna tease the split again? Does this mean we're going to, does this mean that they're going to have Aiden and Rusev feud? If so, Lana, is she gonna be on Rusev's side or Aiden's side? Probably Rusev's side. What am I saying? So, yeah. But anyway, I'm just one. It's kind of a interesting dynamic that for Rusev Day at least, gives them a bit of a story. But I really don't know who the next challengers for the New Day's tag team titles are. Personally, I'm gonna keep saying it. I would like for it to be Sanity, but again, I don't know why they're treating Sanity the way they are. At this point, I would rather just them go back to NXT, because you know what, they were awesome over there. But it is what it is. We'll see. I guess this Tuesday we might have new challengers emerge. So let's move on down to the first match that kicked off Hell in a Cell, and it was a hellacious match. Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. What a crazy match this was. I really, really enjoyed this. Well, great way to open out Hell in a Cell. All kinds of crazy, brutal spots. Obviously the spot, the one spot that there was a whole thing where Jeff wanted to hit Randy Orton onto an inverted ladder, but it backfired, and Jeff took that bump. Of course, Randy Orton grabbing the screwdriver, putting it through Jeff's ear hole, twisting Jeff's ear. That that looked really gruesome. I mean, that looks like something you would see in like ECW or even CZW back in the day, like the Combat Zone Wrestling, which, fun fact, Dean Ambrose was originally on that promotion before he came to WWE. So yeah, that was fun fact for you. But I think I can, and I'm sure you can see that, right? Yeah, but it's like that looked like something that you would do in like ECW. I mean, that's something that you would see in ECW or something. But really, really brutal, crazy match. Jeff Hardy hits swanton bombs galore, and it was crazy. I mean, he even hit a Pro Train motion, I think. That was interesting. I was like, wow, Jeff, please stop killing yourself. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Then there was the match that ended. The match did end when, Jeff Hardy took out like a bunch of tables and ladders, and what happened to the chairs? Oh wait, that's right, wrong pay-per-view, sorry. But took a couple of ladders, laid out a table, laid Randy Orton out on the table, climbed up the big ladder, and he was hanging from like the railing of the cage, and Randy Orton saw it, he slipped, Jeff Hardy fell to his demise. They were going to get, the ref called for medics, but Randy Orton covered Jeff Hardy, forced the pin, and of course took the victory from Hardy. So this was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think this is, of course, to write Hardy off of television, to let him take some time to recover, or I don't know, maybe he's gonna retire indefinitely along with his brother Matt, who of course did announce his retirement earlier this week. So, earlier last week, actually. I think it was actually yesterday. Yeah, right before Hell in a Cell started. So, hey, thank you, Matt, for everything. It's been a wild ride. I think I mentioned this in my predictions video, but I want to say it again. It was good to have him. It was great. But, yeah. So, that was first match. Moving on to Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Champion. Another really good match. Wouldn't you know it? So, great stuff between these two women. Really, that storytelling was there throughout. Becky and Charlotte just, you can see the two best friends who both want the gold, and, kind of, the anger and bitterness that Becky and Charlotte have developed over the years for each other. Well, not over the years, sorry, over the few weeks since SummerSlam. They've developed for each other. Really, really bringing out here. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. It was great stuff. But the match did end when Charlotte went for the spear, but Becky converted it into a cover, and of course she won. And Becky Lynch is your new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And what a great match this was! I really, really enjoyed it. After that, Charlotte tried to shake Becky's hand, but Becky no way. And she raised the title. She's like, this is my title now, and not yours. And I showed you whatever. So kind of continuing that whole thing. So I guess they're keeping Charlotte as the baby face and Becky Lynch as the heel. So I guess they didn't do the double turn like I predicted, which kind of sucks. But hey, it is what it is. Still a really good match. Still a very impactful match for me, so I really like this one. But moving on to the Raw Tag Team Championships, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Wow, this I think was my favorite match of the night. Just really good sequences throughout. I don't want to get into everything because I think you should actually go seek out this match and watch it. It was that good. It was fantastic. I just really, really enjoyed the sequence that they had here, particularly towards the end. But there was one whole thing where Rollins went out for the suicide dive, but he was caught by Ziggler and McIntyre, and then Ambrose came in and he did a suicide dive of his own and hit all three. That was just crazy stuff. I loved it. So that was good on Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. That was great. The match ended with another phenomenal sequence. He went for the Seth Rollins, hit a superplex on Dolph Ziggler, went for another one. McIntyre slid in, hit a Claymore, went back outside, and Ziggler's prone body lay on top of Rollins to retain the Raw Tag Team Champions. Where these two teams will go from here, we're gonna have to find out tonight on Raw in like a little over an hour. So we will find out then. And yeah, good stuff all around. All four men are fantastic athletes. Just good to see a show of athleticism, real good athleticism throughout this entire match. So I've really liked it. Let's move on to the AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, for the WWE Championship. Good match here. AJ basically, for the first third of the match, like it was pretty one-sided because AJ was the one getting like all the offense in, and it was good stuff to see because it makes sense because AJ is really pissed off at Samoa Joe, so he wants to kill Samoa Joe, but of course, after you awaken the beast inside Samoa Joe, we all know that Joe's gonna kill you. So, yeah, they both pretty much killed each other in this entire match. Good stuff here between the two. Even though I think this should have been a kind of a hardcore match, like it could have been at least a no disqualification match. And we'll talk about that in a sec. But this was good stuff. Match ended with AJ going for the phenomenal forearm, but Samoa Joe converted into a coquina clutch, which AJ kind of converted into a roll up. He kind of did a flip, and while the ref was counting 3, AJ was actually tapping, and so kind of a controversial finish, but AJ still retained. Because of this, later on, he did go and yell. Samoa Joe was yelling at the referee, like, "What the hell? How did you not see that?" Paige came in and really, put her foot down and made Joe respect her authority, which was good stuff. I love Paige for that. She's really getting in. She's really doing well in this role. I really like that. So anyway, excuse me, sorry about that. So yeah, Joe was like, "I want AJ Styles. I want a rematch. No disqualifications. No running home to your mommy. Nothing, So she said, "Fine. In 3 weeks, you get AJ Styles at the Super Showdown in Australia, and it'll be a no disqualification match." So that should be interesting. Again, still not watching it because it's at 4:00 in the morning. So yeah, but still a really good match. I'll probably read the results on WWE.com, but that's about it. I don't want to sit through the whole thing at 4 a.m. So anyway, let's move on to the Miz and Maurice, or the Mizanins versus the Danielsons. This was probably, as far as the wrestling part of it goes, probably my least favorite match on this card. This one did focus a lot more on the storytelling. I'll give you this. I was legitimately angry. I was getting just legitimately angry in this match. I don't know if it was the Miz and Maurice or Brie Bella, or how much Corey Graves kisses the Miz's ass. Like, it's like either way, it doesn't matter. Honestly, I think the Miz could kill a puppy, and Corey Graves will still find a way to defend the Miz. Like, that's how that's just how much of an ass kisser Corey Graves seems to be. I don't get why they're making him do that. Whatever. But anyway, Miz and Maurice, it was a good match. It was all right as a match itself. More so storytelling, really. So that's all there is. But yeah, and what else do I say? It was good. It was good storytelling, like I said, throughout. Maurice kind of avoiding Brie Bella. Half the match was kind of some wrestling, and half the match was Brie Bella playing tag with Maurice. So, but it did end when Brie finally gets her in the ring. She started pounding away on Maurice, but Maurice, of course, does a cheeky roll up, kind of grabbing the tights a little bit, but the Miz and Maurice win, which is actually kind of what I wanted. So now we have a bigger payoff at Raw SmackDown 1000, when the Miz finally is defeated by Daniel Bryan. Like, that would be a much more better story. So I'm kind of glad that WWE are going this route. So that's good. But let's move on to the Raw Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. And I'll give you this. I thought Alexa Bliss was just going to get murdered by Ronda Rousey. But, it was actually a much more competitive match than I expected. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I think still Alexa Bliss working the ribs of Ronda. Ronda really selling those ribs, which is very good. I enjoyed that. Of course, Mickey and Alicia getting involved, hitting attacking the ribs as well. So great stuff here. I don't think Ronda Rousey will be eating any baby back ribs for a while. Sorry, I don't know. I'm kind of still a little bit, this is just me from just waking up. So please forgive me. But anyway, this was good stuff. I enjoyed what they did there. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, Ronda Rousey finally got the armbar in on Alexa, who tapped pretty much instantaneously. So Ronda retains, and I don't know what's next for her. Of course, apparently Nikki Bella is supposed to challenge her for the Raw Women's Championship at Evolution, because I saw a leaked card that said that. But of course, that card is subject to change, and I really hope that they do change that, because there are so many other women who deserve to have that to challenge for the Raw Women's Championship instead of Nikki Bella. Personally, I would like for Ember Moon to do it. First of all, she's great. Second of all, she's from Texas, so that's good stuff, right? So yeah, I would like to see that. But anyway, we'll talk about it later on. Now we have the main event. Universal Champion Roman Reigns taking on the monster among men, Braun Strowman, in another Hell in a Cell match. And let me tell you this, compared to the first Hell in a Cell match, this was kind of not as good, but I still enjoyed it for whatever it was. By the way, I forgot to mention, the cage was red. I'll tell you, I mean, for me, the red mesh in the beginning was a little bit distracting, but I kind of got used to it, so it was okay. But that's my quick thoughts on the red mesh. However, it was brutal. It was a little slow pace throughout this match, as was Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, which is one of the reasons why it wasn't my favorite match. I thought it was going to be match of the night, but Samoa Joe kept taking AJ to rest hold city, so it is what it is. So anyway, but Roman Reigns hitting a lot of Superman punches. Doesn't work, doesn't put down the monster, but finally Roman does hit a spear to Braun onto a table, and because of this, the two take like a 20-minute nap on the floor. And Ziggler and McIntyre try to get involved. Rollins and Ambrose come in. That's a amazing sequence. That entire whole thing was great. There was even a point where all four of them climbed up the cage. Dean Ambrose had a kendo stick on his back. He kind of looked like Samurai Jack climbing up the cage. That was good stuff, But the Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins try to climb down the cage, and they both kind of fall into the table. They take a huge bump. McIntyre and Ambrose are still on top of the cage, so I don't know if they got them down, but it looks like we're gonna have. So we don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, Mick Foley's the Universal is the referee for this match. There's even a part where actually Braun Strowman. Before I get into what exactly happened, but Braun Strowman did hit it in one point, hit a choke slam onto Roman Reigns, and Mick Foley accidentally counted 3. So they should have just ended the match right there. But that was kind of. That was interesting. Mick Foley accidentally counted the 3 count. Mick, I know you're a little rusty, and I know that you basically have killed yourself in this match before. But come on, dude, just let's get your head in the game, okay? Anyway, so this was cool, and there's a part where Roman brings out a table, and Mick's like, "Tables are good. Tables are good." I was like, "Wow, that's funny." Excuse me. So this was good, but yeah, the match ended when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hear Brock Lesnar's music. That's right, guys. The Beast is back. Brock Lesnar is back with Paul Heyman. He comes out. It looks like he's been watching the Bad Blood from 1997, where Kane ripped the cage off, because that's exactly what he did, except he kind of kicked open the cage. He came in, kind of beat the crap out of Roman and Strowman. I finally said it. I know Paul Heyman sprayed Mick Foley with some pepper spray. Then, of course, Brock took a broken piece of table and started hitting Roman and Braun with it. That was crazy. It was brutal. Of course, it was like, holy crap, he's back. It was a legitimate surprise, but I am kind of concerned because Brock Lesnar's back. I don't want this at all. I was kind of really, really pissed off yesterday. This is why this pay-per-view took so much out of me, because I'm just like, why? Because why? I mean, why are you bringing in a guy who is obviously not passionate about this business, and then you come in and you put him in this scenario? Why are you doing this? I don't get it. I don't understand. Stuff like this is what makes me watching Monday Night Raw a chore, because they make stupid decisions like this. And obviously, the pay-per-view was going well, and then Brock Lesnar came in and ruined it. So yeah, but the match did end in a no contest, which is weird because it's a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, Lesnar could have just put Roman on top of Braun, and we would have had a definitive winner. However, it didn't happen. That was weird. Brock just came in and beat everybody up. And by the way, Brock's not wearing a Suplex City. He's totally unbranded, and he's grown his beard, his MMA beard back. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, he signed us a multi-million-dollar contract deal to appear at Saudi Arabia. So probably that's why. Again, see, this guy is just in it for the money. He does not care about wrestling. So he's obviously not going to put on a good show. He doesn't care about it as much as he used to. I don't know why we're still having him here. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. So, yeah, but that was Hell in a Cell. So overall, despite Brock Lesnar showing up and everything, I'm not going to let it get me down. I was getting a little angry, but still, but despite that, we did have some really good wrestling throughout. We had the first few matches, like Hardy versus Orton was crazy stuff. Lynch versus Charlotte was really good. The Rollins and Ambrose versus Dolphin and Drew was a really good match. Styles versus Joe. So 4 really good matches. AJ versus Samoa Joe was pretty good as well. Maurice and the Mizanins versus the Danielsons, good storytelling there. Raw Women's Championship, a lot more competitive than I expected. Even Reigns versus Strowman, the match itself was pretty good until Brock came in and just ruined everything, because that's what he does. So I did like this pay-per-view overall, though. I did enjoy it. I'm not going to let Brock Lesnar get me down, but as far as a rating goes, I am giving Hell in a Cell 2018 a thumbs up. It was really good. So before I let you guys go, real quick, I am considering some changes to the schedule because of certain things. First of all, something happening in life, which I will talk about once I find out that it has happened. And also, Raw especially is definitely been testing my patience a lot as of late. I'm watching Monday Night Raw because obviously I want some answers as to why Brock Lesnar is even showing his face. Because he's got a lot of nerve showing up at WWE when he doesn't even care. So, I want to see that. And Raw is taking place in Dallas, Texas. So obviously, I'm going to watch it. But I don't know. Because I'm just wondering. So I am considering some schedule changes, which I will talk about in the near future. But for now, I would like to know what you guys thought about this pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to, of course, like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. I'm not even gonna do the whole thing. Just thank you all just for watching this. Whether you did tune in live or you're gonna watch this later on, it's up to you. But appreciate you guys watching. I really, really do appreciate the support that all of you guys have shown me throughout the months. It's been amazing. And of course, it's stuff like that makes me want to continue this channel. So anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching, and hope you guys enjoy Monday Night Raw in about an hour. So I'll let you go. But this is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye. And I'm going offline, so hold on. This is going to take a little time. No. All right, see you later, guys.